Hello and welcome to Bastion and Broadcasting, where we are testing some GRIMLITE today. You all know the drill at this point. We're going to get straight on with it. I was so close to just getting on with it, and then I almost started explaining what GRIMLITE is, despite saying that we all know the drill at this point. I'll very briefly explain what's going on with GRIMLITE at the moment. At the moment, GRIMLITE is a sort of warband level miniatures game that I'm working on. And at the moment I'm testing it out quite a bit in Tabletop Simulator. So today we are continuing the solo adventures of our welder warband here. We have our leader and 5 followers, and today the main thing that I want to test out is we've got new rules for how unbound units act. So unbound units are essentially any units that aren't part of one of the players' warbands. So most commonly these are horrors, which are your sort of monsters that are going to be attacking you, but it can also include some other types of unit that are just like neutral. So the term for those now is unbound, which is a slightly like wanky game word, but I'm happy with it for now. So last time we played, we were trying to carry out a recon mission, which also involved climbing up to... No, it was a breakthrough mission. We're trying to get through some territory while also getting to the top of some 2 towers. It did not go well. We just about managed to scrape 2 glory out of 5 possible glory, most of which was achieved by Tangera here, our errant. And as such, he is now nimble, which means he's going to be able to get around even quicker. And hopefully the rest of the warband will actually contribute to this game, and it won't be so much of a one-man operation. Our leader, Hergen, now last time she didn't actually do that well. The issue you've got with Hergen is she has some good weapons. She's quality 3+, which is great. Her tactic is very good. But you really notice in this warband, you really notice that we haven't really got much ability to reroll our misses. So having precise or fierce is really useful on if you want to sort of reliably be able to hit your enemies. However, we did get some advantages. So one of our automata here, Auto 1, he is now fierce for this battle only. That's something he picked up from his injury, I think. Was it his injury? I think it was from his injury. And then we have, out of our 2 squires, Sarko here is also tough for this battle only. So they've taken the defeat from last week, or 2 weeks ago rather, and they've come out fighting. So because it's October 30th, I thought we could go for a slightly more spooky theme. So the scenario that we'll be running today, in case you weren't here last week, scenarios are now split into 2 halves, and you will combine a mission and a scene together to make a scenario. So the mission that we're using is actually the most basic mission in the game, because I think I was speaking to someone on the Discord about this just this week, well just today I think, and with all these different missions, if you find one that you like, you know, there's no shame in repeating it, because the whole point is that you can have the hunt mission, which is kind of the basic form of the game, and you can mix it up. So you've got little twists that you can put in here. Playing with different horrors is going to make the game feel different, but most of all, playing with a different scene is going to make the game feel different. So the mission is there's 2 horrors and 1 greater horror, and whenever we kill one of them, and yes, I can see the typo on this page and I have noted it, when a horror dies, place a glory token at their location. So these glory tokens that are off the board, they're going to drop when we kill one of these many horned hounds, which are just nasty. They're not very tough. They're not very resilient, but if they get at you, they can cause some very nasty damage. The Winter Harvester is our greater horror. He is quite scary. He's just a bit of a monster, really. If he gets next to you, you are in big trouble. And he's quite difficult to kill, because you can't kill him in one shot. You have to take him down and then finish him off. And if he kills somebody, then anybody who witnessed that is going to take damage, which is disastrous. So let's not do that. Because we are playing solo here, you can see in the bottom right, we're going to deploy 2 additional lesser horrors on the board edge opposite our edge. So there's a couple more hounds here. And just to clarify something that I think it needs to be clearer in the document, to be honest. These 3 glory tokens here, if you kill 3 horrors, and then these have all dropped, and then you kill another horror, there's no more glory to take. Like, glory is a finite resource, and this will drop with any of the horrors that we kill. So with solo, we've actually got an interesting choice here, because we could just try and go for the hounds, and we could leave the big nasty horror. So I think that's kind of the way we're going to be thinking. Now the other half of this scenario is haunt. So yes, we have hunt and haunt. Hunt. It's a haunt. It says here that we should have a fog machine and creepy soundtrack if we're playing luxury play. There's lots of maps on Tabletop Sim that have like fog effects, but I think on a table it would be cool, but I think when you're playing on virtual tabletop, it just drives me mad. I want to be able to see what's going on. So deploy a pale ghost next to each glory token, and it's written in a slightly bad order, I'll be honest, because further down you can see that we're going to place 2 glory tokens on the board. So you've got 2 glory tokens up here, and our pale ghosts, they have an immaterial claw, which is quite nasty, but they're also just quite difficult to kill. So if you would have taken them down, they don't get taken down, they just move. So getting tied up with them is a real pain, because as it stands, they're just going to move, next to you. Shooting at them, if you shoot at them and you would take them down, they're going to move towards you instead. So these are just going to be a nightmare. So, but we're not really incentivized to kill them. There's no reward for killing them. We're just trying to get these tokens up here. They have another annoying rule, which is ghostly. So they count as being in cover all the time, basically. So it's essentially -1 to hit for shooting. But if they are already in cover, so if we had a unit here and we were trying to shoot at this one here, well, let's say we had a unit here, sorry. So if we were trying to shoot from here to here, and we'd say it was in partial cover, then you can't shoot at it at all. You've got to have a clean shot, and even then it's -1 to hit. So they're just horrible. You want to draw them away, ideally, I think. There is also another horror that we don't currently have on the board. This is our Bone Terror. It's slightly different to the one that's in the scenario because I was going off the miniatures that I had, but I fully encourage people to do that. Reskin it. In this case, literally. And this doesn't start on the board, but there's some events that we're going to roll for at the end of each round based on this scene, and some of them will involve this bright terror appearing. So let's hope that doesn't happen. The scatter die is here for moral support, but we probably won't be using it because the way that horrors work now, this is the main thing that we're testing really today. So you can see unbound behavior here in the top left. So horrors and unbound units, what they will do in order of preference is, if they can, they'll attack the nearest enemy. If they can't do that, they'll move towards the nearest visible enemy. And if there's no visible enemies, they'll move towards the nearest enemy or glory token, visible or not. So, for example, let's say that all my units are hidden. Then let's pretend they're not there. At the moment, this ghost would just move towards the nearest glory token. So he's going to stay where he is. So what it means is horrors are kind of drawn towards glory tokens, which I think might create some slightly weird situations. That's why I want to test it. But it will also mean that glory tokens are no longer you can't just wait for them to wander away and then sneak in and take the glory. You've got to be proactive in either drawing the horrors away, getting involved. So yeah, so we are going to dive straight in with solo. One thing I'm going to do, because I'm an old man, we're going to be playing with jumbo dice. And I'm going to have an extremely jumbo die over here for when we need to do the event. I like these dice less than the ones we've had previously. They're the, I don't know the technical term, but they haven't got the nice sharp edges. And I've been trained over the years to look down upon these soft-edged dice, but we'll give it a go. So, for the purpose of this game, we're saying the table edge is here. So we're pretending all this is like, it isn't here, basically. And we're doing the same on the other side as well. So we'll say the table edge is like just beyond these buildings here. So there's a bit of room to move around in the back, but not much else. For like the first turn, I'm going to assume that you've never seen me play GRIMLITE before. But after that, I'm going to try and keep the pace up, because I'm aware that these games do end up being quite long when I'm explaining every single action. So to start with, all of our units are off the board. And we're going to choose one to deploy. I like the idea of sending my tough scout in first. So we're going to deploy him here. And wait, because last time my performance was so poor, and I don't think I've really had a successful game of this yet. Like, I've played it on the tabletop as well, and I don't think I've really ever excelled, which, you know, like a good teacher, when you're teaching someone to play a game, like a good teacher, the student should win the game. It doesn't really work when it's, you know, in this game. I feel like I should be able to win at some point. So I'm going to think about a strategy. So our strategy is, we are going to target these dogs and these dogs when they join the party later on. We're going to target them to get our hunting glory. Where's hunt? So there's 3 glory to be earned from there. So we're going to try and get the hounds over here and kill them. We're just going to stay away from the ghosts a bit for now, I think. Maybe try and draw one of them away and then go for the glory. But we're not going to waste bullets shooting at the ghosts, because I don't think it's worth it at this point. If we can get rid of this guy, that would be amazing, but it is going to be tough. It would make our life a lot easier if we can. You know what then? Let's go down here. So you get 3 actions per turn. You can move as many times as you want, but after the first move, you've got to roll to see if you make it. And moving is freeform, so it's based on just where you can draw a line to. You can fight in melee up to twice. You can shoot up to once, and if you've got a tactic, which at the moment I think only our leader has a tactic, you can use that tactic. Jacob asks, is GRIMLITE something you could slot into an existing RPG? I haven't really read through it yet. It is very much a miniatures game, like that is the point of it. Like, it does something different to what I would want out of my role-playing games. You could certainly use it for like if you wanted to have like a little yeah, I mean, you could have it if you wanted a bit more involved skirmish than something like Into the Odd, where combat's meant to like get out the way really quickly, or Electric Bastion Land. I think you could use it for something like that potentially, but it's not really what it's like. It's not how I would do it, but all the more reason for you to do it. So first move, there. Second move, you can try and get up a level. The game now has more clear guidelines for what's an acceptable move. Sarko here is tough and nimble. So nimble means they can re-roll movement rolls. So give me one of my mega dice. So he needs a 5+ to get to the top of there. He can re-roll it because he's nimble. Good. And can he see anyone? Oh, hello. I think that is a pretty clear shot. I don't know. That's not what I wanted to zoom in on. This is my scope cam. I feel like that's pretty clean. Although the guidelines in the rules do say, be generous when you're... Wait, no. How did I phrase it? Because I went round and round on this. Let me go to the actual page. Let me use my own actual guidance rather than just blagging it as usual. As a general guideline, be generous when adjudicating vertical movement and short moves. Be strict when adjudicating long moves and line of sight. So, you know what? I think No, you know what? I don't think he does have cover there. I think we've got him. We've got his entire body in our sights. So we're going to take it. He's not going to hit anyway. So he needs a 5+ to hit. Of course. So that's it. He's done 2 moves and a shoot. So he's done all his actions. We're going to need more of these tokens, I think. Okay. I don't know why, but it bugs me so much when they stack. So I'd really rather you didn't. So he's done. And then after each of our own turns, we have to choose an unbound unit to act. Now, we want these dogs back here to get involved in the action. So let's pick this one, because he's not going to get to me, but he can see our guy over here, Sarko. So he's going to move towards him. So his first move, he can get to like this obstacle and stop. So that's 1. Second move, I'm going to say that like jumping across this obstacle is 1 move. So he's fierce 5+, so he needs to roll a 5+. These dogs aren't very fast, actually. And he's going to try again with his third action. No. The dog's kind of slow. I think... See, nimble is like... It's easy to sleep on nimble because it's not... doesn't help you out with attacking, but being able to re-roll your moves and it helps you protect you against shooting as well. Nimble is actually really useful. Right. Last time, we had a lot of problem with movement because our leader wasn't on the board until late on. So we are going to address that. We're going to bring our leader on next because we need to, I don't know, this infiltrate ability. So our leader, she can use an action to move 1 ally that no enemies can see to any other position on the board that no enemies can see. So that's great, but at the moment, like, we don't really want to send them off on their own. We could send them off on their own to fight this dog, but sending them up to try and get one of these glory tokens seems like a disaster because these ghosts are going to come for us. So, in fact, we might save our leader. We might just get our leader on the board now because we're probably not going to use that tactic in this game. We want to keep her where people can see her, ideally, and where she's going to be a little bit safe. So, first move to there. Now, here's a good example. When I'm talking about being generous with vertical movement and short moves, you could argue that that's a move, and then from there to there is a move. I think it's fine to say that there's too many arrows. Let me chill out for a minute. I think it's fair to say from here to here is 1 move because you're scaling up a nearby vertical obstacle. Why am I going up there? That's a good question. It could be to try and kill this ghost. We could try and like lure this thing out, and then next turn we can kill it. Let's do that. We're going to put her up here. Oh, I need to roll, sorry. So she needs to roll a 3+ to complete that move. She does. And then I could move again, but I feel like taking a... So her gun is actually... Because her gun, her oxidizer, has a special ability, basically meaning it's more likely to kill someone outright. It's actually quite good against these ghosts because she's more likely to just kill them and then they're gone. So let's try shooting at this ghost. Oh, well, saying that, remember what I said about cover. That ghost's not in cover. We've got his whole body out in the open. I mean, you know, if you want to make that argument, we could just say that she ran to there. So she's going to shoot her oxidizer. She needs to roll a 3+ because that's her quality score. I'm doing the thing again where I'm explaining the rules in every single video that I do. Her oxidizer is one attack, 1 die, and she needs to roll 3+ normally, but because this ghost counts as being in cover all the time, it's going to be -1. So she needs a 4+ to hit. We could... I was just going to say that after last week, when I think it's fair to say I had some of the worst rolls of all time, and I can say that in a solo game. I know it's considered poor form to complain about your dice rolls when you're playing against another player, because it devalues their victory to say, oh, well, you only won because I rolled badly. But genuinely, like last week in my solo game, there were some statistically amazing rolls. There were a lot of doubles coming out, a lot more doubles than there should be. Anyway, she's missed. She has no actions left because she moved twice and then shot, so she's done. Now, do we want to activate this ghost? Because the thing is, this ghost is going to move at some point. And when she does move, she's going to come for us. You know, I'm going to do it because it might help us out. So, the pale ghost, let's move them. The first move is going to be to here, towards our leader, because they're the closest enemy they can see. I'm going to say... So, remember I said about being generous with vertical movement, especially downward, because I think jumping down onto someone should be like an advantage. So I'm going to say that's one move from there to there. However, this pale ghost is only 5+, so they're kind of slow. So, can they make the move? Not with the second action, and our third action, they can't, so they're stuck. I have 2 different sizes of exhaustion token. Let's standardize that. Cool. So that ghost is done. Now this is what I mean, you see, because now this glory token is like exposed. So sometimes drawing the monsters out is not a terrible thing to do. Right. So our errant that did good work last time is fast and tough and okay in combat, like not amazing. He's mainly there to run and survive. So I think we want to keep him until we like have a job for him. Like getting him up here could be good actually. Let's send in one of our this is our slightly lesser of the 2 automata. So I'm thinking we use this thing to draw out some of these monsters. It's a little bit harsh. Let's do it. So I've got a plan. First move to here. To there, sorry. Then, you know what? I might leave them there. Yeah, it's all about patience, you see. I'm going to leave him there. I know it's a radical strategy, having a plan, but I think in many ways it could work. Now, I'm concerned about this guy because he is scary. So let's use this ghost here. Because I want this ghost to move away from... they can't see anyone, can they, yet? So as it stands, I'd say this ghost can't see anyone. And as such, if I did activate them, they'd just stay next to this token. Whereas if I could get something to lure the ghost out, then the ghost will move away and I can sneak in and grab it. So we're going to use this this big guy here. Because I'm slightly scared by him. Now, which is the closest? Can he see anyone, first of all? Well, no, actually, he can't see anyone. So if he was going to move, he'd move towards this. So he would move here for his first action. And then for his second action, he needs a 3+ to be able to move again. Oh, and then for his third action, he needs another 3+. Good, so he's going to stay there. So here's my observation. If he does move up here, he's probably going to be able to see one of our guys to start moving towards. So he's not going to stay up here, he's just going up there. So that was the kind of intention behind the having them move towards the glory token, because even if that's not their destination, by getting to the glory token, they can usually see one of our they can usually see an enemy unit because the enemies are trying to get to the glory token. I phrased that badly because I was phrasing that from his point of view. So let me try again. If he gets the glory token, he should be able to see our units because our units are trying to get to the glory token. Right, who have we got left? We've got 3 guys. I'm deciding whether or not I need to sneeze. I do. Bear with me. False alarm, you'll be pleased to know. Let's get our other squire in because quite good having these in a position where they can just shoot. In fact, we might get them over to join Hergen here just to help out. So move number 1. And then move number 2. We're going to try and move up to like be in contact with our leader. When you can see your leader, you get +1 to move rolls. So that's actually going to be a 4+. Beautiful. And then, you know what? We might as well, I think. There's no real disadvantage to shooting at the ghost, because even if it does move towards us now, it's not the end of the world. It's really not. So let's do that. Let's shoot. So it's going to be, I'm going to need a 6. So close. One of these days, I'll hit with one of these guys and actually kill someone. Great. And now our horrors. So just to refresh, we've got 1. Let's do this hound back here because I keep forgetting they exist. So this hound can't see anyone. So they're going to move towards the nearest glory token, which I think for them is this one. So they're going to go like 1 and then try and climb up here for their second action, needing a 5+. Ooh. So they've sort of climbed up the wall, and then can they see anyone from there? You know what? I've forgotten that these hounds have a special rule. Scent. This unit is treated as being able to see the nearest enemy. So they're not going to go for the glory tokens, these hounds. They're going to go for the nearest enemy because they can smell them. So I don't think that affects anything that we've done so far. So they are going to go for this one here. So we're going to try and run over here. So that's a 5+ again. No. Now we have just the 2 units left. This is our slightly better automata. Do we want to go and get stuck in around the back yet? Probably not. Let's stick together. Like the famous song. You know what? We're going to move to here. And then we're going to try and move to here. Now we can see our leader. So it's going to be 4+. Right, they make it. And we're going to stay here. We're laying the trap. Because none of these monsters are nimble. So last time we had like a lot of nimble monsters, nimble horrors. And they were like running all over the board and it was terrifying. But they're a little bit slower, these ones. So I'm not too worried about them sort of leaping on us out of nowhere. Okay, and we've just got these 2 hounds and this ghost left. So this ghost is not going to be able to see anyone. So let's move one of these hounds because I'm interested to see where they end up. So we'll move this one. So they can always see the nearest unit even if they can't see them in terms for behavior purposes. So 10.3. Yeah, this one here is the closest unit. So he's going to move to like here first, and then with 1 move they can get to there. So 5+ they need. Nope. And then they'll try for their third action. Great. I mean, that's actually quite good. If they sort of waste their turn getting in contact with you, then it means next round we can just start wailing on this guy straight away. And remember, these dogs, they are our targets really. And then we have our last unit. So you know what, we might as well get involved here. So he's going to come storming on this way, and he can move straight into combat with the hound. And we can get our first attack. So Tangera. The issue we have with this attack is it's only one attack die, and he needs a 4+ to hit. So luckily he's got 2 actions left, so we can try again if he misses. But oh, nice. And his spear does 3 points of damage. I'm not going to use 2 different sized dice. I'm not that rock and roll. Here we go. His weapon does 3 damage. The hound is saving on a 5+. Non-save, so they're wounded. So now we roll 2d6 for shock. If it's a double, they are dead. Otherwise, they are likely just down. So 7. I happen to remember that 7 means you just knock down and there's no further effect. So at the bottom here you can see the shock table. So 7, they're just downed. Now we have another attack. I don't know why they've moved all the way over there. I think I rolled them rather than flipped them, which is slightly cruel of me. Now we're going to attack again with our third action. This time we're getting +1 to hit because the target is down, so we need a 3 or more. Beautiful. And again, they're saving on 5+. I'm using the big die this time. Look, this is what happens. That's what happens when you use different sized dice. Well, I can see they didn't make their saves, because you need to make all of them to avoid being wounded, basically. It's all or nothing now. Just getting some dice ready. So yes, he's wounded again, which means he's dead. Because if you're down and you take a wound, then you're dead. That's it. And the glory token will drop right where the hound was. So technically it's touching like both of these guys. And this guy's now exhausted. So this could be a nice little first turn. All we've got to do is keep these guys safe now, really. So over to these. Luckily, this hound is going to be distracted because he's 12 away from there, 10 away from there. So our leader is the nearest unit. So they're going to jump up there with the first action. Wait. No, I haven't already moved this guy. I'm getting mixed up. They're going to jump up onto here. They're going to try and move towards our leader here. I think it's an action just to get to there. They're going to need a 5+. Nope. And they'll try again with their third action. Nope. So they stay where they are. They're sort of inadvertently guarding that glory token. Now, we don't have any more units to use, so it's going to carry on with the horrors. So this pale ghost here, I think we said, didn't we? They can't see any enemies. No, I know they can see a little bit, but it's got to be the body, really. So they're just going to move towards the nearest glory token, which they're already on. So they're going to stay where they are. So let's do the event. I know I haven't put an exhaustion token, but you don't really need to with the last one. I'm going to roll a d6 for the event, for the haunt. So where things get spooky. 5. It's already terrible. The warband member closest to each glory token rolls. If they fail, place a pale ghost on that glory token. Right. So, who's closest to this? Our leader is the closest to that glory token. So we need to roll a 3+. So no more ghosts there. This one here. I should... Oh, no. Okay. So this is not clear in the document at the moment, but I'm going by the rules as intended. When I talk about glory tokens on events, generally I mean glory tokens that were deployed as part of this scene. Now, what I need to do is I need to create clearer terminology for the glory tokens that come from the mission and the glory tokens that come from the scene. But the intention for this one is that it's not every glory token, otherwise you'd have potentially like 5 ghosts popping up each turn, which is a bit crazy. It's just the glory tokens that the ghosts are guarding, because it's the haunt. It's like the haunted treasure or whatever this is meant to be. So, who is the nearest to this one? I think unfortunately it's our automata. So he needs a 5+. He makes it. So no more ghosts for now. And this glory token is ours because we're touching it. So we'll put the ones that are ours over here, and then we will remove our exhaustion. So getting a glory token in the first round is already a massive improvement over my performance last time. I think we got them all. Great. So, new round, round 2. So let's keep up the focus on these dogs. I think that is key. Luckily, these guys are all kind of free now. What we would like to do, I think, is draw these 2 guys out. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a while before these 2 dogs get anywhere. So if we can kill this Winter Harvester, that would be awesome. But we definitely want to kill this hound here to get another glory token. And I feel like this token here is kind of up for grabs. So let's use... We need to get rid of this ghost. Or we need to at least draw this ghost away. So here's my plan. Squire, here. You move to there. So you've got a cleaner shot. Well, okay, here. So he's got, I think, a clean shot on the hound. And then take the shot at the hound. I'm going to trust this guy. I know it's against the odds, but if he can kill this dog, then everything's great. See, you've got to put the trust in the people sometimes. So that was a hit. His oh, I forgot that these have coil rifles. Oh no. Yeah, I forgot about this. So the way that the coil rifle works now, let me make sure I'm using the current version because I know that it has changed. So let me just check. So the coil rifle, where are you? Yeah, if you've not moved this turn, then it does double damage. So we did have to move to get the clean shot on this thing. And I think that was the right thing to do. So we caused 2 damage to the hound. The hound is saving on a 5+. Nope. We're rolling for shock. Doubles means it's dead. How about that? Sometimes things do work out. So that token is going to drop right where the hound was. And now we've got a very juicy little target here. However, this guy is a problem, isn't he? Because he's going to go for these tokens. Unless we can use some bait to distract him. He has one more move. You know what? He's going to try and like get a bit closer. Just so that he can take the hit from the ghost. So he needs 4+. No. Right, you're exhausted. Now. We kind of want this ghost to get out of the way. He's not too dangerous, so I think we should activate this ghost now. I might regret this. So this ghost is going to move into contact. I don't know, it's a bit scary. It's too spooky for me. I was going to say we could move him in, but he's going to get like 2 attacks on our leader, and there's a bit too much chance of disaster there. So let's not do that just yet. Instead, let's buy ourselves some time and just use one of these dogs over here. So he can still see. In fact, he doesn't need to, does he? Because of his scent, he will go towards the nearest target. But I think he's still kind of the nearest. So that's one move. I'd say another move to squeeze through there. He needs a 5+. Nope, 5+. Yeah, so he ends his turn in cover. This dog's doing a surprisingly like tactical advance here, like taking his time. So what we want is we want to get someone to draw this Winter Harvester away. Now, I'm sorry, but auto 2, it's going to be you. So he's going to jump over that obstacle, and then he's going to try and get to like here. So he needs to roll 5+. It's 4+ because he can see his leader. Come on, we need this to work. Yes, beautiful. So he's going to move to here. And now he's basically live bait, but I mean, I say live. He's some kind of weird machine man. I think it's fine. He's going to sit there and act as bait. And then we can charge him with this guy and hopefully kill him. So now we're going to use the Winter Harvester. This might... okay. We're gonna like play this through, but we'll see in a minute that this was quite a stupid thing to do. Yeah, Arcbrick says about the whole glory coming from different sources question that yeah, the ghosts don't drop glory. So I mean, the thing that I'm trying to avoid is you could have it be like two separate things. So like the mission might drop glory and the scene might drop renown, or some less terrible combination, or just like having like mission glory and scene glory. But I'm trying to avoid that because it gets a little bit fiddly. But I think realistically I'm going to end up referring to things as mission glory and scene glory. Anyway, the Winter Harvester, he's going to move into contact with our automata. Let me remind myself of his abilities. He's just got a big weapon. And the thing that I forgot is this soul screen. So when he kills someone, everyone that sees it, i.e. this guy, is going to take 1 damage, which is bad. But not disastrous, but it is bad. So we'll just have to hope that he doesn't kill him. So he's got two attacks with his scythe. 3+ with a reroll because he's fierce, so it's quite bad. Oh, just the 1 hit, which is okay. The automata is 5+, but they are tough. Do we have anything else weird on there? We've got bionics, but that's not going to help us out right now. Reroll because they're tough. Oh. So if even 1 point of damage makes it through, it's enough to cause a wound. So we're going to roll 2d6 for shock. I remember that 7 just means that you're down. So they go down. The Winter Harvester is going to attack again. This time it's 2+ with a reroll for their attacks. I don't know why I'm bothering. Yeah. So 6 damage. This might be a formality. 5+ with a reroll. Good start. Oh, look, again, they managed to save all but that was a 5, trust me. All but 1 damage. So 1 damage gets through, so they are dead. But they died, you know, doing a vital job of being live bait. Now, unfortunately, I forgot about this soul screen thing. So because he's like eaten this machine thing's soul, Tangera is going to take 1 point of damage. So he needs a 4+ to save against this damage. And we're going to roll for shock. I could see the doubles coming then, but 4 is not a great result, to be honest. 4. No! So he goes down, and the result that we got is opportunity, which means the attacker gets a free action. So the horror's going to sprint up here. So yeah, the trap worked, but then we forgot to like do anything. Everyone was too shocked by the Winter Harvester just ripping this guy's soul out. So it's kind of good because now he's in the middle of all this. But yeah, it's not ideal. Now, I feel like we could try and kill this ghost. Or we could try and get Tangera up onto his feet. But let's do the ghost first. So, Hergen needs a 4+ to hit this ghost. Great. Her weapon does 2 points of damage. The ghost is saving on a 5+. No. Now the shock roll. Come on. Oh! It's doubles. And double is a kill. Oh, and so what I didn't do last time there was an instant kill is you still look at the result. So even though it's doubles, you still look at result number 4 on the shock table. I know that I'm hiding it. Let me hide my face. So number 4 means the attacker gets a free action. So that's our leader. Our leader's going to get a free action, which is good actually, because she could get up here. Yeah, let's do that. So she shot for her first action, and then for her free action, I'm going to move her to here, I think. Hang on, I was like there, wasn't I? I think we're going to say that's a move and that's a move. You ignore like low level obstacles like that, but this is an obstacle. So use a free action to get your move up here. Then she's got 2 actions left, and she's going to try and move. Needs a 3+. She moves to here. So she's touching both of them, and then she's got a is the tactic any use here? No, it's probably not really, is it? No. I don't know. Can anybody see this guy? I don't know. No. Let's not use a tactic. She's just going to be exhausted. Okay, so now our priority is keeping her safe, but that she should be safe. I think we'll see. Now, which horror are we going to activate? So we've got 2 dogs left. One of them's already gone, and we've got 1 ghost over here. Can this ghost see anyone? This ghost can now see our leader. So they're going to move towards her. So they're going to go 1. And then for their second action, they're going to jump down to here if they can. They need a 5+. Nope. Try again. Nope. So the ghost is drifting menacingly, but not really doing much else. I mean, if we can get 3 glory, I will consider that a massive victory, which shows how low my expectations are for myself here. So back to us. Let's get Tangera back on their feet. Now, in fact, let's not. We're going to do this in a bit of a tricky way. So we're going to use this auto 1 first. And we're going to move them, being a little bit cheeky by saying to move them like here. So there. So that they're touching both. When it comes to being in base-to-base contact, I know that with some models it's not possible, so I tend to say, like, look, if you are close enough, like within a base width of the model, you're in base-to-base contact with them. It's mainly just, when I talk about things being touching each other, it's more like you're close enough to touch that person. So, you'll see why that's going to be useful in a minute, but we're going to attack now. So, we've got blades, which is 2 times 1. So 2 attacks, 5+, and for this battle only, auto 1 is fierce. So 5+ with a reroll. Wow. Great, yeah, that was great. Good upgrades. Now, I shouldn't scoff too much because that was his second action. But his third action, he can attack again. So 5+ with a reroll. With a reroll, Okay, so out of 8 dice, we rolled 1 5. It's not catastrophic. The Winter Harvester cannot be killed while standing, so we can't kill it outright, basically. But it's saving on a 3+. Oh, wow. It fails to save. Let's roll for shock before we do anything else. This is the problem. Shock is just like crazy. So 9, basically higher is good for the attacker, I think. No, higher is good for the victim and lower is good for the attacker. So 9 is probably going to favour this guy, which is not great. Crawl, make a free move. Well, that's fine because he would only try and move towards us anyway. So he just goes down. So we've taken that horror down. And we're in a pretty good place here. Who said this was going to be a spooky, difficult scenario? Easy. Which horror next? We've done both of the ghosts. Well, we did this ghost, didn't we? Sorry. This dog we haven't done. So the dog can see our leader. So it's going to bound up to here. And then it's going to try and get like down here. So it needs 5+. This is not what we wanted because it could potentially get into contact with us now if it can roll a 5+. Thank you. I'm sorry that I taunted this scenario by saying it was too easy. Thank you for your mercy because I could just see that 6 coming up then. Great. What do we have? Yes, we have Tangira, our errant. Even though they got knocked down, yeah, they're not exhausted. They haven't had their turn yet. So, when you're down, you have to try and recover with your... When you're down, it's the only action you can do. Unless you have bionics, which is what one of these guys does. But this guy doesn't have bionics. So, he needs to roll to get up, which is his quality score, which is 4+. But he's got an ally touching him, which means he gets +1. So, he just needs 3+ to stand up. Nope. He does not, which is a shame because he could have stood up and finished off this guy. But we're in a good place for next turn. This is going to be our priority, and this is why when you're playing solo, so much of the game I think is about which order you choose to activate the horrors in. Because if we were playing competitively, and I had 2 units touching this horror. With your very first turn, you could choose to activate that horror just to mess with me. But you do lose that unpredictability slightly when you're playing solo, which is interesting. It makes it a little bit more tactical in some senses. I think it's not a bad thing, but it's an interesting thing. There's no more horrors to go, so it's just our squire left. What's he going to do? He wants to get this dog, really, doesn't he? But why is there just a random... stack of coins here? I'm going to lock it and pretend it's terrain. I don't think he has line of sight there, so he's going to move, which is a pain because we haven't got to use that core rifle again. He's going to shoot into cover, so it's a 6 to hit. No, worth a go. So I think that is everyone. So let's do our events before we do anything else. 5 again. Ooh, okay. So this could be bad. So who's the closest to this? It's this guy again. So 5+. He makes it. We really need her to roll a 3+ because one of these tokens is one of the ghost tokens. So she needs to roll a 3+ or else a ghost is going to appear there. Was there any doubt at all? It was too good to be true. Place a ghost on that glory token. Yeah, there's no way for me to spin this to my advantage, so it's going to be like there. So even though it's only touching one of the glory tokens, I was thinking, could I still claim the other one? But no, because to claim a glory token, you basically can't claim a glory token if an enemy is touching you, and this ghost is definitely touching her. So this situation is tied up for the time being. So this, we'll get rid of our exhaustion tokens. This random event that I've rolled twice is like pretty horrible. It's the risky play when you start putting horrible stuff on a random like D6, flat D6 table, because you know it's not unheard of to roll 2, 3, or 4 D6s in a row that all show the same score. I know the odds, but it happens. And you've got to sort of plan the game. You can plan the game and say like, well, it'll only happen 1 in every 36 games, or 1 in every 128 or something games. But the fact is, when it happens, and all that matters is that game. You know, I don't care about all the other realities where it didn't happen. So it is annoying, but I'm happy to accept it as part of the scenario for the time being. Right, it's back to us now. We've got a bit of an issue here. We do want to kill this thing. We've also got this hound that's approaching us. I think we really want to get rid of this horror if we can. So weirdly, I think this automata is actually our best bet. So he's going to be rolling 4+ because his enemy's down, and he's fierce, so we can re-roll. So 2 hits. The harvester is rolling 3+ to save. He makes it. Second action, we're going to attack again, needing 4+ to hit. 2 hits. Harvester saves on a 3+. Brutal. And then, you know what? I don't like that this hound's going to come and get involved, but I think we might just have to accept it for now. Which horror do we activate? There's not many good choices left here. So he's 4.9 away from her, and oh no, that's not good. So we've inadvertently ended up with this hound actually being closer to our leader. So both these hounds are going to go for her. This guy's got to make 2 moves to get there, definitely. This one, I think it's 2 moves. I might have contradicted that previously, but there's no clear route for him to get to her. So we'll do this one. So first move is free. Second move, he needs to make a 5+ to get at her. And he'll try again. He does, but he doesn't have any actions left to attack. So she's in a bit of a bad place here. We would like to kill this dog, please. So Sarko, I've put my faith in you squires before and it's paid off. Let's do it again. He's going to shoot. He needs a 5+ to hit. No, 6, sorry. It doesn't matter. And then he's going to be a hero. He's going to jump down to here. And then stay there. He's going to draw the attention of this hound away from our leader. And then I guess we might as well use this hound right away. So he's going to jump over here. And he's going to attack our squire. So he's 5+ fierce. And with these hounds, if they hit with all 3, it does double damage, which is going to be awful. So let's not do that. 5+. They can reroll because they're fierce. So 1 hit, that's just 1 damage. He's tough, so it's 5+ with a reroll to save. He makes it. The hound will attack again, needing 5+ with a reroll. So that triggers his impale ability because they all 3 of them hit, and that's double damage, so 6 damage to our squire. So he's 5+ with a reroll. That's not a good first roll. No, that's not going to do it. Let's roll for shock. 8. fight back, attack your attacker. So he does go down, but he's going to fight back. He doesn't have a melee weapon, so it's just going to be like a 1x1 attack. So it's 5+ to hit. He makes it. The Hound needs a 5+ to save. He makes it. Oh. Well, the Hound is exhausted. Back to us. Shooting into melee is almost universally a bad idea. Let's try and finish off this horror down here. So Tangera needs a 3+ to stand up onto his feet. He's really making up for doing so well the last game, isn't he? Right. Now I think we've got to do the ghost or the harvester. The harvester's going to stand up. It's going to be horrible. Let's do the ghost, because you never know. We might get some weird result. No, let's not do the ghost. Let's do the, because this is going to happen now. We can't avoid this really. The winter harvester needs a 3+ to recover. See, I have no trouble making recovery rolls for horrors. 1 to 3, he'll attack the Autonomer. 4 or more, he'll attack Tangera. Okay, so he's going to attack Tangera. It's 2 attacks, I believe. Yep. It's 2+ because the target's down, and he can reroll, so it's almost a guaranteed hit. And Tangera needs 4+ on these saves. That's nowhere near enough. He is gone. Right, that was not good. I'll be honest, Tangera, that was a poor performance. And then he will use his... Oh no, so his Soul Scream. Right, yeah, I forgot about that. Everyone that saw that takes 1 damage. Now, I don't think our leader saw that. Maybe I'm being a bit kind there, but I really don't think they did. But I think Auto definitely did, so he needs to save on a 5+ against this damage. Nope. The shock roll. 9. Crawl, make a free move. Yes, in fact, I am going to do that. So he's going to just move a bit away. And then he goes down. And then as such, for his final action... Come on, come on. You can do this. For his final action, he can't attack again. He has to move into contact with him again. So that crawl saved his life there, I think. Now, we're going to use Hergen here. And she needs to do some really good work. She's going to attack this ghost. So luckily, these ghosts actually aren't much... The defensive ability... Their ghostly thing doesn't really work in melee at all. Their untouchable will, but you know, we just need to kill it. So we upgraded her weapon last time, so it's 3x1, and she needs a 3+ to hit. 1 hit. Ghost is saving on a 5+, of course. Second attack, we'll do the same. That's 2 hits. And the ghost needs 5+ to save. Doesn't make it. So let's roll for shock. And we really want doubles here. Okay. So he doesn't go down. He would move, but he's already in contact with us. However, we rolled opportunity, which means the attacker gets a free action. And if it's a free action, it doesn't count towards your maximum, so she can attack again. She can fight again, rather. Right, 3+. Yes. 5+ to save. Good, but not good enough. Shock, we need a double. 9. Crawl, he doesn't need to make a free move. So she's swinging at his ghost and hitting thin air. Now it's the ghost's turn. So the ghost has these immaterial claw, which is just 2x1. They're hitting on 5+ with a reroll. 1 hit. We're saving on a 3+. We make it. It's going to attack again. Hitting on a 5+ with a reroll. 1 hit. 3+ save. We're fine. So that was not amazing. We really do need to kill that ghost at some point. But this situation is kind of tied up now. We might have to focus on other opportunities. Now we have one last unit to use, which is this squire. We could shoot at that guy. You know what? Let's take a chance. We're going to shoot at the winter harvester. So it's a 5+ to hit. No. And what we're going to do? I think we stay there because we need to be thinking about next turn. No, I'm going to move slightly closer, just to make sure we keep that space open. No, I'm not going to do that, sorry, because that would leave our lead. I think our leader's already in trouble. So where's this hound going to go? 6. Oh no, the hound is tied up here. Yeah, we'll move forward. We'll move forward. And then I think that is everyone. So let's roll an event. 1. All pale ghosts vanish from the board. If there are none, place one as close as possible to each glory token. So that's good. The ghosts vanish. Well, there's only 1. No, there were 2. Yeah, that's fine. So, annoyingly now, it's just this hound that's in our way. So maybe we should have killed the hound, you know. But the ghosts have vanished, as they do. So we've got an opportunity now. Because the only horrors left on the board are the harvester and the 2 hounds. But the issue you've got now is when there's fewer horrors on the board, you can't delay a specific horror too long. So we know that these horrors are going to act in the first 3 rounds. So it's over to us. We need to kill this one here, don't we? Really? We need to draw this one away now. That's my concern, is we don't want this. We can kill this dog, I think, but we don't want this one to come up and join the fight. So we're going to move to here. Then we're going to shoot this dog. 5+. Yes, thank you. It's 2 damage. The hound is saving on a 5+. 1 damage gets through, so they're wounded. And the shock roll is 9. Crawl. So they get to make a free move before they go down. So they would move towards the nearest enemy, which is this guy. So they're not going to. They're not going to move, they're going to stay where they are. Okay, so that's that. Now, which horror do we want? I think we care slightly less about this situation down here, so we are going to use this one here. So I'm afraid to say he is going to attack Sarko. Oh, wait. He went down, didn't he? That was the whole point of that operation, wasn't it? So we will use this one because he's probably not going to get up. He needs a 5+. He gets up. And he's going to attack Sarko here. 4+ to hit. In fact, it's 3 attacks, isn't it? So we'll take those, but we'll roll a 3rd. Oh, and he can reroll misses because he's fierce, so he needs 4+. Wow, all miss. That's lucky. Unfortunately, he has 1 more attack, so 4+ with a reroll. Well, luckily they didn't all hit. Sarko is tough, so he's got 5+ with a reroll for his saves. Come on. Ah, no. He's gone. But we at least he succeeded in tying up this hound here. Now over to us. So we need to kill this hound. We really want to take this harvester down. Interesting choice here. I think we keep our eyes on the prize and we fight this dog. So she's attacking with her aloe blade. 3 attacks. 3+ to hit. That's 3 damage. 5+ saves. The hound is wounded. And at 5 is panic. So they attack the nearest target, friend or foe. So that's going to be us. So they do get a free attack on us, unfortunately, before they go down. They've got 5+ with a reroll to hit. That's 2 damage. We're saving on a 3+. Beautiful. Now we have another attack. We are going to be attacking again. 2+ to hit. The hound is saving on a 5+. The hound is dead. Which means I hadn't even thought of this. She is now sitting on a pile of 3 glory tokens. Oh, wait. Have I completely messed this up? Let me find the section on glory tokens. Let me hide myself for full transparency. So glory in the bottom left. At the end of the round, units can claim a single glory token they are touching. So you know what? She's not going to be able to claim all 3. But she will be able to claim one of them. So we need to get someone else up there. But he's tied up and this guy is definitely tied up. So it's now the harvester's turn. And he's going to be attacking the automata. This is basically a formality, I think. 2+ with a reroll. Oh, hello. Oh, wow. I think it's all for nothing, to be honest. Oh, what did I just do? 3 damage. This guy is tough, so 5+ with a reroll. Nope. Let's roll for shock. 4. Opportunity. That's not what we wanted to see. Oh, he was already wounded, so the attacker gets a free action, basically. So he's still got his 3 actions, which is not good. Who's closer? 11. No. So their free action, they're going to move here. Then they've got their second and third action. So for the second action, they're going to try and move up there. They need a 3+. They make it. This is terrible. Then they're going to try and engage. They need a 3+. Look, just yes. Thank you. What I should have done when he killed the automata down here, this guy should have taken 1 damage, shouldn't he? So 5+ to save the damage. He does not. So his head explodes. Well, he's going to roll for shock. 10, and that's a double. Oh, last gasp. So he can perform a free action before he dies, basically. Now, does he do the heroic thing and try and shoot this horror? Or does he try and shoot the harvester? Or does he try and shoot this dog? I think he has to go for the big one, doesn't he? And technically, no, sorry, his weapon doesn't work because he's exhausted, so he can't use his heavy weapon. Anyway, sorry, he can fire, but he doesn't get the damage bonus. So here we go, 5+ to hit. No. What was I thinking? You join the pile of the dead over here. Am I missing a unit? Where is our other automata? They did die. I just put them in the wrong place. So it is just our leader left. And it's the end of the turn at least, so she does get to claim 1 glory. You know what? This might not be as bad. I don't want to jinx it. It might not be as bad as it looks. In fact, I shouldn't have claimed that glory yet. So let me put it back, because we need to do the event, don't we? And the event might just completely mess with us. 1. So all those ghosts that vanished, if there are none, place 1 as close as possible to each glory token. So she's not going to claim the glory token. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to heroically declare that I am withdrawing from this battle because I've lost more than half of my team. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm gonna play to the death, because if she can survive, then there's a chance here. So it's my turn. I'm going to attack this ghost. 3 times 1. So she needs a 3+ to hit. Good. The ghost is saving on a 5+. That's fine. That's all we need. Just 1 wound. And for shock. Oh no, so it's going to attack us. 5+ to hit with a reroll. That's 1 hit, and anybody hit by the immaterial claw is exhausted. So she's going to take damage. She needs to roll 3+ to save. She does that, but she is exhausted by the immaterial claw. So she is effectively out of it. Now it doesn't really matter which order we do these in. Let's do this horror. Let's let him do his thing. So he's going to move in here and he's going to swing. He needs to roll a 3+ with a reroll. Oh, just the 1 hit. We're saving on a 3+. Nope. Shock. 3. Bleeding. Roll or die. Okay, 3+. Thank you. But we are down. And he's going to attack again. 2+ with a reroll. Yep. Here we go. And we need to save against all these on a 3+, or it's game over. No, we failed. So she is dead. And that is a total warband kill. So do you remember when it seemed like as soon as I said, oh, this is too easy, it all went to shit and I got absolutely battered. So what we did achieve, at least, is, I think, for the purposes of the playtest, I'm actually really happy with that new style of horror movement where they move towards the nearest, where if they can't see a target, they'll move towards the nearest either glory token or non-visible target. What I'm going to do is very quickly update my warband, and then we'll wrap up. And this might take a minute because everybody died, so everybody needs to roll casualties. I'm going to go in and I'm going to take out all of these advantages that we had for one battle only, because we don't want to get confused. So fat load of good they did. It was one of these, wasn't it? Yeah. So the observation that I've had is that these guys are shit. Because these coil rifles it's really difficult to use them on your first action. You've got to really get them into a position, and then the fact that they're missing so often. So we really, to make these worthwhile, we either need to be more aggressive with getting these guys into a vantage point, or we need to get them to have precise or aim or something that will let them hit more often. Maybe we use their infiltrate ability more often. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves because we need to see who's dead for real. So get rid of all them. We're going to roll 2d6 for each character. We'll start with Sarko the Squire. 8. Retaliation. Make a free action at the start of your next game. Great. So that's kind of cool because it's actually not that great. It might help him sort of run ahead at the start of the battle. Or, you know, he could potentially come on and start shooting early, which would be cool. Parox, what's your name? Yeah. Porax. 6. MIA. So next game, he will be deployed out of sight by the enemy. So if we're playing solo, we'll just put him somewhere terrible. These guys. 4. Injured, missed the next battle. That sucks quite badly. So he's going to miss a battle. This guy. You know, it's really not good to like have your whole warband die. Who'd have thought it? 7. 4 recovery. Now, you. MIA. You know what? It's not MIA. Isn't that bad? Because sometimes you end up in quite an interesting position. And then our leader. I feel like I could see the ones coming. MIA as well. So you know what? I'm going to embrace this, that half of our warband is missing in action. You can spend a glory point to like... you can spend a glory token to like increase the score, but I'd rather use that to actually improve our warband. So... if we wanted to use the haunt thing, at any point in the next battle, you can place a pale ghost anywhere on the battlefield. That is really useful for pissing off your opponent if you're playing competitive, but for solo, it's not going to be that good. So we're going to go to the list for our warband instead. Spend 1 point upgrading gear or give 1 unit bionics. So can we upgrade our gear? I do like her oxidizer, but we could upgrade her. So we could upgrade her oxidizer to a rail. No, a thermal lance might be more interesting. But thermal lance is good if you got precise because you can re-roll to try and get that 6. I don't think we want to upgrade her at all. What's he got? His electro spear. You know what? We're going to upgrade his electro spear, which is the electro sword on here, which is a 2-point weapon. We're going to upgrade that to a repulsor. So it's the same, but when he hits a target, he can move them directly toward or away from them. So what I'm thinking is if he can get onto a glory token and he's surrounded by enemies, he can just like bash them away. So it's a repulso spear. So it's the same, but on a hit, move target directly away from you, and you can push them off ledges, things like that. It's just good all round fun. And it's on a hit. That's the key. That's the bit that really appeals to me. You don't have to wound them. So even if you've got like a really big horror on the glory token on the objective, you can sort of use this to just push them away. So we survived. We're in a bit of a bad spot in terms of deployment in the next game, but we've got a few new things to play with at least. So I am going to save this warband before I forget, because this is what I always forget to do. So we're going to save this object. There are welders, and they are updated warband 1310. So that is the current state of GRIMLITE. If you have seen this and you haven't already read GRIMLITE, it is free at the moment. If you go to bastionland.com, GRIMLITE is right there on the sidebar. I'm going to try and get another competitive game in if I can. I think next week there won't be a stream on the Friday, because hopefully, I need to check, but hopefully I'll be doing an Electric Bastionland stream around that time. Not this time, but around this date next week. I just need to confirm the date. But if you are interested in GRIMLITE, if you do go to bastionland.com, you can find the link to the Discord server. You can come in here and there's a Bastionland channel. If you go on Twitter, tell me what you're doing with GRIMLITE, show me your miniatures. I'm always interested. And because it's the end of the month, I'm always pushing my Patreon. These videos are not supported by Patreon. I don't charge patrons for these because I feel like they're not what people are paying for necessarily, but the blog posts that I do are funded by patrons. So if you feel like supporting the blog, go to patreon.com/bastionland. And I think we will leave it there. On Tuesday I will be doing a stream, but I don't know exactly what yet. So until then, if you do get GRIMLITE to the table, have fun, and above all, stay safe.